you've seen was generated by AI in about a couple of minutes, then finished off in CapCut. This one I drew with a mouse, badly. 2.5 minutes later, I had this. If you make talking head videos or tutorials, you already know the graphics are what make it look properly made rather than just filmed, and you know how long they take to build from scratch. I've been testing a tool called Malloy for the past week. They're sponsoring this video and the link in the description is our affiliate link, but I would not be showing you this if it hadn't earned its place in how I work. I'm properly impressed by it and I want you getting the same use out of it. I'm Dina and I'm here to help you master CapCut the easy way. Let's jump in. Malloy is an AI motion graphics generator, and the bit that makes it useful is that you can edit what it gives you afterwards. It's not a slot machine when you keep pulling the handle hoping for something decent. There are 2 generation models and the difference matters, so let me show you. When you go to generate, you'll see 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 and 𝗪𝗧𝗔𝗥𝗘. 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 is the direct mode. It builds exactly what you describe. 𝗪𝗧𝗔𝗥𝗘 is the creative mode. It interprets your idea and designs a more polished single scene for you. You'll also see the credit system here, and you set your aspect ratio 16:9, 9:16, or 1:1, depending on what you're making. Couldn't be more straightforward. That's all you need to know to follow the rest of this. Let's actually build something. I picked 𝗪𝗧𝗔𝗥𝗘 for this one, the creative mode, and gave it a proper detailed prompt. I set it to 16:9, so this is the prompt I gave it. It told me it will cost 2 credits to generate. 2 credits. I want to flag that because I went in assuming a prompt that specific would cost me. And it didn't. It took about 2 minutes to generate the list. Once it's done, you can change the text, the color and the background over here in the right side panel. Now that's fine, but watch what happens when you stop describing what you want and start showing it instead. You can go to Pinterest and screenshot a style you like and bring it back into Malloy. Press the reference button, just one here. Right there, just click on it. A window pops up and you can attach the reference image from your computer. Then add a new prompt with the reference attached and it will consume 4 more credits to generate. It took about 1.5 minutes to regenerate. It changed the style, recreated the same image and animated it as well. As before, you can change the text, the colors, the background, even the duration of the animation, so you can completely suit it to your needs. 1.5 minutes and I didn't have to describe that look in words, which honestly I don't think I could have done. If you can find a reference, you just hand it the reference. So once you're done editing, press export and this window pops up where you choose your export settings. You can go from 720p up to 4K and you can choose a higher bitrate, which means more data per second of video, so the animation holds up better with less compression. Just be aware the file size is a lot bigger. Then you pick your format, MP4, .mov or .webm. MP4 is your standard video file, but .mov or .webm are the ones that carry transparency, so those are what you want for your overlays. You can find the animation in My Templates, so just right here, and if you click on it, you can edit further, or you can go straight to export and download it to your computer from there. Super easy. The transparency option is fantastic because that lets these motion graphics sit on top of your footage in CapCut instead of as a full screen block. You could of course go to blend and overlay it, but with the transparent option in your pocket, you'll get the cleanest option possible. Right, this next one I did purely to see if it would fall over. Spoiler, it didn't. So go to generate and click on reference, then draw reference. This window pops up and you can start drawing using your mouse. As you can see, my drawing skills are quite limited, to say the least, but it didn't bother Malloy. Just watch. I gave it a really simple prompt, just animate this, and 2.5 minutes later, this happened. analyzed the drawing, read the style, recreated it and animated it exactly as the prompt asked. As before, you can change the colors of the dots, the background, the line thickness, even the duration, so you can completely suit it to your needs. Look at what I gave it and look what came back. That's the moment I stopped treating this as a toy. Then I pushed it because I wanted to know how much control you actually keep after the fact. Right, I tested this further. I added a follow-up prompt, make the dots bigger and transparent but keep the colors. So less than a minute later, it did exactly what I asked. I asked for even bigger dots and it did that too. If you click on the arrow, just the one here where it says versions, you can see all the previous prompts in order and go back to the earlier versions if you liked one of those better than the current one. So your previous work isn't lost. Same as before, you'll find the animation in My Templates where you can edit further or go straight to export and just download it. That's it. That version history is genuinely a nice touch. You can experiment as much as you want without ever losing the good one. Okay, let's dive even deeper. I asked it to create a chart with a simple prompt and then I could tweak it further from there. I can change the animation in the right side panel, change the text, change the numbers, the duration. Nothing is set in stones. For the next one, instead of using reference, I went to assets and added a logo. Then I gave it a simple prompt, animate this. That's it. That's the only thing I said. It animated the logo without any problem and it can be tweaked further in the right panel, of course. Now this third one. This is the one I keep thinking about. I went on our website, screenshotted our review section, then came back to Malloy and gave it a simple prompt with the photo attached. It took about 5 minutes, probably because it's more complex, but the result was really impressive. So there was a ton of I could change in the right panel. The result was already good, but I added a follow-up prompt. I went to My Templates, found this animation, then pressed remix. That's how you recreate or make changes to an animation by giving it a follow-up prompt. Mine was make those review cards scrolling whilst on screen in infinite loop. It did exactly what I asked less than 2 minutes later and I can still change the color, the text, the background and everything else. I honestly love this. So think about what that opens up. Anything that already exists, your website, your branding, a layout you like the look of, you can turn it into motion. That's a completely different thing to prompting from nothing than hoping. So here on the left side panel, if we go to explore, we can see pre-made templates. If we scroll through these, they're quite impressive already. They genuinely look good and there's a massive variety. They could work across a lot of different videos. If you like one, just click on it and then you can use it straight away, or you can tweak it or regenerate it by pressing the remix button and adding a new prompt. It works exactly the same way as it was your own saved template. So if you're not in the mood to prompt anything, you don't have to. Pick one and use it or remix it, and that's it. Malloy offers 3 plans and it's pretty straightforward. Studio gets you 100 AI motion credits and 100 video exports a month, 1,000 character prompt limit, and 1 generation at a time. All templates, no watermarks, transparent background export, and a commercial use license. Advanced triples it to 300 credits and 300 exports, 5,000 character prompts, 3 generations running at once, and it adds brand guidelines, custom fonts, and brand icon library, priority support and render queue, and 4K exports in higher quality. So you get a ton of stuff in the second advanced tier. Production has 1,000 credits and 1,000 exports, 10,000 character prompts, 8 concurrent generations, and unlimited sessions history. 2 things worth pulling out of that. The transparent background export is on the entry plan, so the workflow I've shown you today works on the cheapest tier. You're not being pushed up a level for the one feature that actually matters. And that character limit is the thing I'd actually watch. My list prompt was about 400 characters and it worked fine on Studio, but if you're writing the really specific stuff, 1,000 characters goes quicker than you'd think. The other one to flag, if you want 4K exports, you need advanced. Studio caps below that. For most people posting to YouTube, that's a non-issue, but if you're finishing in 4K, is the thing that decides your tier. One thing before we jump into editing, and I want to give Malloy credit for this. Malloy is very transparent about glitches and issues. They already know that can be issues in CapCut for certain type of motion graphics, and they flag it straight away. Thank you. We don't need to work out on our own, because on the export page there's an info section covering them. Just this one here, click on this toggle and this window pops up. Actually, the least animation we generated had this exact same problem, and I followed these instructions and it solved it immediately. I'll show you. Right, let's actually put one of these into CapCut and finish it properly. Okay, so here's a simple example of how easy it is to use these assets. You just add it to your timeline. Let's use the one I generated from my drawing. As you can see, there's an obvious placeholder in the middle where we can add something like a logo. And when the 4 lines extend, we can add a text layer or add text layers and type whatever we want. When we've added the logo, go to mask and mask it so we can add round edges. Then go to the beginning of the logo and add a scale keyframe. Move ahead to where the animation finishes underneath and add another scale keyframe on the logo layer. Then set the logo to the size you want it to finish on and add a second keyframe. Then go back to the first keyframe and change the size to 0. Now press Option and K, highlight the keyframes on scale and set an ease preset. There you go. The logo is now integrated into the animation smoothly. You can also add the text layers so they appear once the lines have expanded and write whatever you like. It's that easy. And that's the bit people miss. The AI gets you the animation, but you still finish it. Your logo, your text, your timing, your ease. It's your edit, it just didn't take you all afternoon. I'll be straight with you though, it's not super hard to create this specific animation, for example in CapCut from scratch, but when you're making a long form video and there are tons of other animations like this throughout it, it adds up fast and you can save a serious amount of time by having a toolset like Malloy in your pocket. So that's the workflow. Generate it in Malloy, export with transparency, layer it in CapCut and finish it there. The credits go a lot further than I expected to. The 100 you get in the studio pack is generous and everything I've already generated can still be amended later, so nothing's locked. If you want to give it a go, the link is in the description. It's our affiliate link. If this video was useful, a like and a subscribe means a lot. It helps us know we're making the right stuff. Now go create something awesome and I'll see you in the next one.